Welcome to my channel Learn. Today we will going to discuss about the lesions or the injuries of the plexus, that is the lumbosacral plexus. This lumbosacral plexus that I have discussed in a separate video is our largest plexus of the lower limb. The lower limb gets its nerve supply mostly from the nerves that arise from the lumbosacral plexus. That's why this plexus is formed from the nerve root having the rami from the L4 till the S3, and these lumbar and the sacral nerves will going to combine in the anterior and posterior division is divided to form certain nerves, and these nerves supply the lower limb. So here we will going to discuss the lesions of the lumbosacral plexus, what happens if any of the nerve will get damaged, and what happens after the damage of the nerve occur that supply a specific muscle of the lower limb. So the main nerve, that is the sciatic nerve, is most vulnerable to injury in the lumbosacral plexus. This sciatic nerve is a nerve that arises from the lumbar root from the L4 till the S3. You can see from the whole lumbar plexus this sciatic nerve arises, and it has two branches. The anterior rami will give the tibial division, while that of the posterior rami will give the common fibular nerve division. Now, if we discuss the course of the sciatic nerve, from where it is passed. So, this sciatic nerve is going to pass from the greater sciatic foramen. This greater sciatic foramen that is present in the hip bone, and it is covered from the piriformis muscle. This greater sciatic nerve will going to pass from the lumbosacral plexus. When it arises from the lumbosacral plexus, after arising, it will going to pass from the greater sciatic foramen inferior to the piriformis muscle, and then it go deep to the gluteus maximus muscle in the gluteal region, and then ultimately it go before the gluteal region. Then after supplying the cutaneous innervation to the gluteal muscles, it go below, and at the level of the popliteal fossa in the leg, it divides into two nerves, that is a common fibular nerve and the tibial nerve. These both nerves are branches from the sciatic nerve, that is the largest nerve, and it has about diameter 2 cm. And this sciatic nerve is also very vulnerable to injury. So what happens when there is any injury in the passage of the sciatic nerve? We have discussed that sciatic nerve is passed to the greater sciatic foramen, which is covered to the piriformis muscle, and this nerve passes inferior to the piriformis muscle. So, in syndrome called as the piriformis syndrome, the piriformis muscle may cause the compression of the sciatic nerve. Then there will be an injury of sciatic nerve. There may be a stab wound or damage. That any stab wound or any you can say the knife or any wound can damage this nerve directly from the muscle by piercing the skin and the subcutaneous tissue. The intragluteal injections. These intragluteal injections are the major source of the damage to the sciatic nerve, and it may cause the sciatica, that is a very painful condition of the sciatic nerve. These intragluteal injections are also very common IM injections that are used in our clinical practice. So if this injections will cause the damage to the sciatic nerve, it may cause a sciatica, and there will be a very much painful condition. So these are some of the causes of the injury to the sciatic nerve, how this is damaged to the passage of the sciatic nerve. Now coming to the damage to the divisions of the sciatic nerve. When the tibial division of the sciatic nerve damage, what happens is the loss of innervation to the muscles. The loss of innervation to the muscles of the posterior compartment of the leg. We have discussed in the video of muscles that the muscles of the posterior compartment of leg are supplied from the tibial division of the sciatic nerve. So there will be a loss of innervation, complete loss of innervation of the muscle of the posterior compartment of leg, and there will be a loss of innervation to the muscles of the foot. The muscles of the foot consisting of the first layer, second layer, third layer, fourth layer of the sole of the foot are also supplied from the tibial nerve. So there will be a loss of innervation to that layers of the foot also. What happens when these muscles not getting their innervation from the tibial division? There will be a loss of plantar flexion of the ankle, because there is a loss of muscles of the foot, and there is a loss of muscles in the posterior compartment, that are the plantar flexor compartment. So there will be no plantar flexion at all, and there will be no flexion and inversion of the foot. The inversion of the foot and the flexion that is provided from the tibial division of the sciatic nerve is also going to loss in the condition that is the injury to the tibial division of sciatic nerve. The second nerve, that is the common fibular nerve, if this nerve get damaged, what happens is there is a loss of innervation to the muscles of the anterior and the lateral compartment of the leg. we have discussed in the video of the muscles of the lower limb, in which we have discussed that these common fibular nerve, by dividing into the superficial fibular nerve and the deep fibular nerve, will going to supply the muscles of the anterior and the lateral compartment of the leg. So what happens when these area of the leg are not innervated from this common fibular nerve? When there is an injury to common fibular nerve, there will be a loss of innervation and the action will be lost. So here you can see the actions that are lost is the loss of dorsiflexion and the eversion of the leg and the foot. The dorsiflexion is the main function of the anterior compartment of the muscles of the leg, and the eversion is the muscles of the foot perform the eversion. So there will be a complete loss of the dorsiflexion and the eversion, and also there will be a loss of extension of the leg. So there is a complete loss of the extension and dorsiflexion that ultimately cause a foot to be dropped. So this condition is called as the foot drop, and it is a very important point to remember in the lesions of the lumbosacral plexus and the common fibular nerve causing the foot drop. So this was the explanation. Thank you.